I have some updates for you about ongoing conflicts in Ethiopia. Firstly, Abala front, Tigray, Afar border. I have been updating you about ENDF's entry into Tigray from Afar towards Mekelle. Now we have some confirmation about the gains or losses of Ethiopian National Defense Forces on this front. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about objective, ENDF's military objective on this front as well. Did ENDF want to capture Mekelle or it had other objectives? We'll talk about that. Secondly, Oromo Liberation Army, people say, Sajid, you are underestimating OLA. Oromia is united behind OLA. OLA is going to run over Oromia in coming days. We'll talk about that. And lastly, a video which is being shared by some Tigray-backed news sources showing TDF seizing large amount of weapons stored underground by Ethiopian National Defense Force. First, viewers, Abala front, Tigray Afar border. Almost 5 days ago, Ethiopian National Defense Force, supported by regional forces of Afar region and Eritreans, they entered Tigray from Afar through Abala. Their entry has been confirmed. There is no question about that because both sides have confirmed, Amhara news sources and Tigray news sources. What happened after that? We have received conflicting reports, but now we have some confirmation. Ethiopian National Defense Force and regional forces could not make any considerable gains so far. Yes, they entered through Abala. They tried to move towards Mekelle, towards A2 highway, Vakro, Adegharat, Elamata highway. But they could not make any considerable gains on this front so far. TPLF allied news sources say, Tigray allied news sources say that TDF has entered Afar now from Abala and fighting is going on inside Abala town. What we can confirm now, viewers, is that Ethiopian National Defense Force could not make any considerable gains after it entered Tigray through Abala. Secondly, what was the military objective of this ENDF entry into Tigray from Afar? Did ENDF want to capture Mekelle? Well, there were two main objectives. Firstly, Ethiopian National Defense Force and regional forces, they wanted to put pressure upon TDF in order to make TDF withdraw from Volo, from Waghimra, from Gondar. It has not happened, viewers. No withdrawal of Tigray Defense Force from any fronts in Amhara region. Secondly, reportedly, ENDF and regional forces, they wanted to join hands with disgruntled elements in Tigray close to Mekelle. Reportedly, they were hoping that people would join them. But it has not happened as well. So their entry into Tigray from Afar, it has suffered a setback and now fighting is not going on close to Mekelle. It's somewhere on Tigray Afar border, perhaps on a far side of the border. Secondly, was it a full-scale offensive from ENDF and regional forces? No. It wasn't a full-scale attack on Tigray. A small-scale attack, which was an attempt basically to make TDF withdraw from Amhara and to put pressure upon this front and join hands with some disgruntled elements close to Mekelle. Strategy has failed, TDF has not withdrawn, fighting is going on Tigray Afar border. Secondly, viewers, Oromo Liberation Army, OLA, Am I underestimating them? Is OLA going to run over Oromia? Well, firstly, when I say that entire Oromia is not behind OLA, I say it on the basis of some evidence. PM Abiy, whether you are his supporter or opponent, he has a following in Oromia, viewers. We saw huge gatherings during the run-up to general election in Oromia. People have voted for PM Abiy. His critics say that election was rigged. He did not need to rig election, viewers. Main parties boycotted election. OLF, OFC, TPLF was fighting a war. Main political forces were out of this election. So he was the only one almost contesting election. He did not need to rig election. Nothing significant happened on election day. Whatever happened, it happened before June the 21st, before polling day. On polling day, people did vote for him. He has a following in Oromia. Secondly, when I say that in coming days, OLA is not going to make any major difference in Oromia, it's because that you compare rival forces, then you draw conclusions. OLA is fighting regional forces, Ethiopian National Defense Forces. OLA is under-equipped. It does not have any heavy weaponry, no tanks, no artillery, no missiles, no anti-aircraft weaponry. You cannot fight wars just with AK-47. It happens, but when you are facing an army, of course you need this weaponry. You need seasoned generals as well. OLA is a small group in comparison with Ethiopian National Defense Force. It will have to evolve into an army to take on Ethiopian National Defense Force. Just like TDF is evolving, we're seeing that TDF is in the making. A new army in Ethiopia is in the making in Tigray. Generals, seasoned generals, Sadkan, Varade, Migbe, others, they are forming an army. They are seizing weapons, heavy weapons from Ethiopian National Defense Force. Tanks, artillery, anti-aircraft weaponry, all types of weaponry. They're training a large number of recruits. That is how you build an army. And this army is taking on Ethiopian National Defense Force. Nothing of this sort is happening in Oromia. OLA, that is why, is a small group. It can make a difference if it join hands with TDF on the ground, not on paper. It needs TDF's support on ground to make considerable gains. That is why I say that OLA has its limitations. Having said that, it does not mean that OLA is finished. OLA is not finished. It has its presence in Oromia. But in order to evolve into an army, it will have to go through a sort of overhaul, a challenging task for Oromo Liberation Army. It does not mean that I am underestimating OLA. OLA has manpower. We have seen large recruitments over the past few days. They have manpower, they need weaponry, they need seasoned generals to lead this manpower. Lastly, there was a video for you. Tigray Defense Force has luckily uncovered a large amount of weaponry buried underground by Ethiopian National Defense Force. A video is being shared by some Tigray-backed news source. Watch the video. Thanks for watching.